Hello everyone. Yes. This video here, I have my Turkish dialogue. I was actually supposed to make this video last week. I didn't get around to it, but yes, I'm making it today, and yeah, it should be pretty interesting, just like the other ones. So, as usual, I'm gonna go ahead and read this dialogue and break it down. Break these constructions down for you. Okay. So, here we go. Let's see here. Aklıma gelmişken Filisat olursa seninle beraber bu lisanı öğrenmek istiyorum. Mutlaka kardeşim. Sahiden bundan sonra seninle bu lisanı öğrenmek devam edeceğim düşünüyorum. That's so funny because as soon as I started making the video, the plane came. That's very interesting. Çünkü eskiden nadiren böyle bir dili öğrenmezdim. Yani uzun dilleri öğrenirdim. Mamafi çok güzel bir yöntem öğrenmek olduğunu bilmiyordum. Zaten gelecekte dostum ile Türkiye'ye gitmek dört gözle bekliyorum. Bu yüzden inşallah günde birkaç kere pratik yapabiliriz. En kısa zamanda başlayacağım. Türkçeyi çok güzel konuşmak için elimden geleni yapacağım inşallah. Okay. As you guys know, I love reading, so I'm going to read it again. So, aklıma gelmişken Filisat olursa seninle beraber bu lisanı öğrenmek istiyorum. Mutlaka kardeşim. Sahiden bundan sonra seninle bu lisanı öğrenmek devam edeceğim düşünüyorum. Çünkü eskiden nadiren böyle bir dili öğrenmezdim. Yani uzun dilleri öğrenirdim. Mamafi çok güzel bir yöntem öğrenmek olduğunu bilmiyordum. Zaten gelecekte dostum ile Türkiye'ye gitmek dört gözle bekliyorum. Bu yüzden inşallah günde birkaç kere pratik yapabiliriz. En kısa zamanda başlayacağım. Türkçeyi çok güzel konuşmak için elimden geleni yapacağım inşallah. Alright, so I'll go ahead and translate it for you and then break it down. Break it down. Okay, so aklıma gelmişken, so by the way, Filisat olursa, if there's an opportunity or if there's a chance, seninle beraber bu lisanı seninle beraber bu lisanı öğrenmek istiyorum. I would like to study this language with you, or I want to study this language with you. Mutlaka kardeşim. This is like certainly, or certainly my brother or bro. Sahiden bundan sonra seninle bu lisanı öğrenmek devam edeceğim düşünüyor. So this is let's see here. Bundan sonra, so from now on, I will study this language with you, or let me see. Öğrenmek devam edeceğim düşünüyor. Let's see. From now on, I think I will continue studying this language with you. Çünkü eskiden nadiren böyle bir dili öğrenmezdim. Because like in the past, eskiden is in the past, nadiren, I rarely in this way, or I didn't used to study languages in this way, like in the past. Yani uzun dilleri öğrenirdim. So, and this is like, I I used to study languages for a long time. Mama fick çok güzel bir yöntem öğrenmek olduğunu bilmiyorum. Bilmiyordum. But I didn't know of a good method to, like, for studying. Zaten gelecekte dostum ile, zaten anyway, gelecekte, in the future, dostum ile Türkiye'ye gitmek dört gözle bekliyorum. So anyway, in the future, I'm looking forward to going to Turkey with my friend. Bu yüzden inşallah günde birkaç kere pratik yapabiliriz. Therefore, God willing, I will be able to, like with you, or we will be able to practice like a few times a day, or in one day, a few times. Yeah, a few times in one day. En kısa zamanda başlayacağım. So as soon as possible, I will start. Okay. En kısa zamanda başlayacağım. I will start as soon as possible. Türkçeyi çok güzel konuşmak için elimden geleni yapacağım inşallah. So, God willing, I will try my best. I will try my best to speak Turkish very well. Okay. So let's break this down for you. Okay. So what do we have here? The underline, the red underline. So Olurusa. So this Olurusa, this when you say Fidisa Olurusa, Oluru is like something existing, and then when you have the sa at the end, that means if. Sa means if. Okay. Seninle. The le here is a preposition. Le is a preposition with you. Okay. Now, they have two different ways in Turkish. Like here is le, and the reason why is that right? Let me see. Seninle. Let me make sure. Yeah. Seninle. Okay, yeah. Because sometimes they have, let me see. They use le and they use ile. Like here, dostum ile. Dostum ile. They've used both of these. Now I was thinking that maybe they use ile for after the consonant. And then le for after the vowel, but I think this is an exception here. Senin le, they wouldn't say senin ile. It even sounds weird when you try that. So normally they use ile after the consonant and le after the vowel. So bera bu lisana. Now this here, this lisana, we already know that in Turkish they have vowel harmony. So it's here because of the a. But anyway, this is an object marker. And I'm going to talk more about this in the next video I make here, in this video comparison. But that's an object marker. Lisanı öğrenmek istiyorum. So the object marker, just like Japanese and Korean, they throw that in there whenever you have a verb, you have the object, and then you have the verb at the end. The object marker goes in between. Okay? So lisanı öğrenmek istiyorum. Okay? Mutlaka kardeşim. So what else do we have? Seninle, again, that's a preposition with. Lisanlı, another object marker. Okay? Lisanlı. Okay, edeceğim. So devam edeceğim. This goes together. Devam edeceğim. So this is from devam. This word is actually from devam etmek. Devam etmek. That means to continue. Devam etmek. So what happened is it's in the future tense now. Will. Okay, devam edeceğim. So how do we get this? So first of all, edecek. This here, this ja is from edecek. Okay, it's from edecek, and edecek is for the future tense. But what happened here is, let me see. So etmek, we wanted to put it in the future tense, so we had to drop off for etmek, we dropped off the and then we had to use. We want to use edecek, but we have to look back at the the vowel before, because it's vowel harmonization. So there's an E, so we have to change it to an I. So it'll be etija, etija. So not ejek, but ejek, ejek. Okay. So this is vowel harmonization here going on. Oops. Vowel harmonization going on here. Okay. And then another thing I need to tell you, etchek is etchek, but whenever you're talking about yourself, like you're going to do something, it's not k. The k becomes, it's silent, okay? This is yumuşak G, and they call it yumuşak G in Turkish. You have to use the yumuşak G when you're referring to yourself that you want to do something in the future. So it's silent. So this will be etticam. I remember when I first started learning Turkish, I used to pronounce this G by mistake, but it's silent. Etticam, etticam. Okay, so not ettichakam, but etticham. So you got to keep that in mind. Et is etchek, but when you're talking about yourself, that you want to do something in the future, then it's going to be etcha. It's going to be etcham. Okay. So çünkü eskiden nadiren böyle bir dili. So here we have another object marker, E. Öğrenmezdim. Now, this is interesting here. This is actually the negative, but let's talk about the positive one first. First of all, it came from used to do something. Okay, actually here, öğrenirdim. I used to study. Now, it's from yapardım. Okay, let me break it down. It's from yapardım, which means you used to do something. Something used to go on. Okay? Now what happened is whenever you want to say you used to do this, you used to do that, you're going to look at the aradım. This is the part we want to look at. Okay, aradım. Alright, this is yapardım is just the infinitive, but when you want to add this on to other verbs, you have to look at this part, aradım. That's used to do something, okay? Now how do we use it? Again, vowel harmonization. Now I use this down here. I use çalışmak, which means to work. For example, çalışmak means to work. So you have çalışırdım. Because first of all, çalışmak is the infinitive of to work. Çalışırdım means I used to work, and then çalışmazdım means I didn't used to work. So let's look at this one first. How do we get aradım here? So first of all, we had to take the mak off. Çalışmak, we took mak off, right? Because we need to add this aradım. Okay, this is aradım here. Look at that. Okay, I know most of you guys are probably saying, whoa, it's aradım. Why is it aradım, not aradım? Because you have to look at the vowel before to determine for the vowel harmonization. So it's an here, so you have to keep the So aradım. It's still aradım, but it's just different because of the vowel harmonization. So aradım, I used to work. And then dum by itself is just, the duh is the past tense. Okay? So çalışırdım, I used to work. Çalışırdım. So we understand that aradım, alright? So öğrenirdim. Now look at that one. See this? Öğrenirdim? I'll write it again for you. So we have öğrenirdim. Okay, öğrenirdim. Now, öğrenirdim. So what happened? What happened was they said, okay, I used to study. So öğrenmek is the infinitive. Let's look at the infinitive. Öğrenmek. Öğrenmek. That means to study. So we have to drop off this mek, okay, because we need aradım here. So let's drop off this mek. And we have öğren, and we need to add aradım. So are we going to say öğrenirdim? No. Why? Because you look at this vowel here, it's an E, and then this is the rule. You have to use I for the vowel harmonization with E. So it will become öğrenirdim. Öğrenirdim. And you have to keep that vowel harmonization going. So öğrenirdim. Okay? So if you guys have this teach yourself Turkish, they explain those vowel harmonizations if you don't get it. Okay, it's pretty simple. You just have to practice a little bit. So yeah, so öğrendim. Now that's I used to do something. Now when it's a negative, you didn't used to do it. Let's look at this. Çalışmazdım. Çalışmazdım. Okay. Now you have to, let's say, so çalışmak, we drop off mak and we add the m. It's either m, ma, depending on the harmony of the vowel. Okay, in this case it's so muz. You need to add muz for this negative when you didn't used to do something. So çalışmazdım, and dum is just in the past. Dum, duh by itself is something that happened in the past, but when you add the it's talking about yourself. I did something. So mazdum, I didn't used to do. So çalışmazdım, I didn't used to work. Okay, çalışmazdım. Now, look at this one. Öğrenmezdim. Öğrenmezdim. Again, we got mez, not muz. We got mez because of the E. Okay, it just mez this time. All right. Öğrenmez. Yeah, öğrenmezdim. So I didn't used to study. Öğrenmezdim. At first, I wanted to put öğrenmezdim, but when you're saying that you didn't used to do something, it will be, let me see. Let's see, yeah, that's right. Öğrenmezdim. Okay, if I'm wrong, correct me. I may messed up but it should be öğrenmezdim. I'm pretty sure it's öğrenmezdim. Okay, so that's that. So I didn't used to. Now, what else do we have here? Doom is past tense. Bilmiyordum, I didn't know. Ile, we talked about that. That's a preposition. It means with. And then, what else do we have? Okay, this, yapabilimus. Yapabilimus, this is able. Like, we will be able. So this able is from able. The original one is able, which means you're able to do something. It became able here because the vowel harmonization. Able. Okay, able, but it's from able. And kısa zamanda, as soon as possible, başlayacağım. Okay, this is edecek again, future tense. I will begin. So başlayacağım. Türkçeyi. So this is an object marker, E. Now, whenever you have this, when you want to mark an object in Turkish, if you have a vowel already at the end, you have to add a Y and then the I. You can't have Türkçe, you can't have two vowels like that. It won't work. Çok güzel konuşma için elimden geleni yapacağım inşallah. So this is edecek again, future tense. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's this dialogue for Turkish, just like all the other ones I've made. And yeah, if there's some weird stuff here, just let me know. I think I don't know, this part, it should be, I don't know, maybe it's, yeah, mezdim or mijdim. Just let me know if it should be mijdim. So yeah, this is my little FLR dialogue. This is exactly how I practice. This is how I practice all my constructions and all my vocabulary. I do the same thing in all those dialogues you guys have seen. This is how I practice. And then I go to a chat room and just use them in the context. I try to use them as much as I can. Then I end up seeing them somewhere, and I'll remember. Okay? And then I'll read something, and then I'll go through it and like underline all those. If I see any of these words I'm familiar with, I underline them, and you know, just like, oh, okay, I know this and know that. So this is just a good way of practicing. This is what I do. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, let me know if there's some weird stuff here. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Alright? Thanks for viewing.